right, thank you for standing by. This is the Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and it's time for Mainland Focus. Mainland Focus is the part where we get to pick two or more major trending stories from the papers, put some spotlight on it, and then get your thoughts and contribution as regards the focal points for the day. My name is Omobola Sandra. Fuad Sahid will be joining any moment from now, and we are going to be looking at two stories this morning. The first is as regards the fact that 21 states are owing as high as 790 billion naira in pensions and gratuities, and also putting against the fact that the federal government may be spending about 3.2 trillion naira on palliatives and loans. So there's just a lot to talk about as regards that. There's a conversation Fuad and I always have on this platform, is the fact that it is Nigeria problem. Is it a revenue problem or is spending problem? Just over the weekend, the members of the House of Representatives took delivery of about 360 vehicles worth 160 million naira each. All right, and here we are. We're talking about the fact that there's fuel subsidy problem. There's high inflation. Inflation is running at about 27% right now. So hence the conversation as regards all of this. How disturbed should we be about the fact that states are owing pensions and gratuities? You have these people who have worked for 20, 30 years, some as much as 40 something years, and they're supposed to just relax and all of that and enjoy the fruit of their labor. But then here we are. How disturbed do you think we should be as regards the fact that states are owing pensions and gratuities? Should it be a big deal? Yes, let me put it that way. Should it be a big deal? Should it be something that we need to put enough spotlight on? Should it be something that we need to talk? We can't talk about too much. And what kind of appeal should be made to the governors of states that are owing? Only two states are not owing: Kaduna and Kebbi. The rest of the states are owing. They're all owing in one way or the other. Yes, you have other states in with different figures, but then the highest is Rivers. Rivers State government is credited to owe pensioners in the country the highest unpaid benefit of over 119 billion naira, spanning between 2003. Union of Pensioners, Collins 𝗃𝗃 corroborated the report that yes, it is true. 20 years. And then you have people servants are yet to receive their pension rights worth over 10 billion naira. However, the state government has disbursed 52 billion naira to pensioners in the state civil service from 2019 till date. And the commission also had about sources informed that there are estimated about 13,928 pensioners in the state, saying that this covers those in the mainstream, local government, state universal basic education board, teaching service commission, and other state parastatals. Government plans to clear the backlog so as to achieve the goal of pay as you go. But then the fact is that there's a 10 billion naira worth of debt on ground as regards pensions and gratuities in Lagos. Ogun State has 64 billion naira in debt. Ekiti is 40 billion naira in debt on pensions and gratuities. So this is not the total debt of the state. I think I should put that into perspective. Checks reveal that Ondo State government is owing over 56 billion naira in pension and gratuities. Oyo State is owing as much as 36 billion. Osun State is owing as much as 50 billion. Cross River 24 billion. So how big of a deal should we make this? How disturbed should we be about the fact that states are owing pensions and gratuities? What kind of appeal should be made to the governors of these states that are owing? Also, we are going to be looking at the fact that the federal government may be spending 3.2 trillion naira on palliatives and loans. That's another conversation. Again, we ask, how do we get out of this borrowing spree? We keep borrowing. There's a budget deficit that we're looking at. The fact that at the moment our inflation rate is about 27%, and the fact that Nigeria is currently come and take. It's available for you to come and take $1.5 billion. Come and take it. You're free to come and take more loans. So here we are. The fact that we are spending so much on for us. Now there's this cash handout that's supposed to go to 15 million households for the next 3 months. There's so many developmental projects and turnaround maintenance that's costing us over 800 billion naira on its own. All right. What do you think about the advice from World Bank and IMF? And well, what do you think we can look at as regards revenue generation without having to inconvenience, already vulnerable Nigerians? Everyone at this point is vulnerable Nigerian. You and I are both vulnerable at this point now with the way everything is going. So let's have a conversation as regards these two focal points. Fouad will go first, and then we come to the phone line. So Fouad.
Yeah. All right, Sandra, I'll make it very fast. The first issue, I think we should just go down on our knees and appeal to our government. We know that some of them are new, some of them have been there. These are all inherited pensions and gratuities. Some of them were part of the people that owe. So some governments are not new, some governors are not new. So whether new or old governor, let it be old. It shouldn't be pensioners. Some pensioners are the ones feeding themselves. Some of their children are still struggling to get employment. They worked all their lives to send children to school. Some of them can't even get anything from their kids there because those ones are even still struggling to get their footing. There's no job anywhere for them. They are still trying to put themselves together. So they live on these pensions, these between two pensions and gratuities. So we should pay them. So let's just appeal to our governors, our almighty quote-unquote governors, to please pay the pensioners their pensions and gratuities. And on the issue of borrowing, Sandra, number one, I think the democracy we operate is too expensive. Actually, think it's too expensive. I think we have an over-bloated government. There are also a report on cutting down the cost of governance, merging MDAs, ministries, and parastatals. It's still there for the government to consider. But this is even a government that keeps expanding the size of government. We have the largest ministers ever. We have SA special advisors are still being announced. Over the weekend, new special advisors were also announced. All doing almost similar things, the same thing. And they're all going to be paid. So the size of government is too big. Another thing again is that, look, we are not getting our priorities right. The spending pattern is completely poor. I agree that as a country, it's not a problem that we are borrowing. We still have a debt to GDP that gives us a wide window to borrow. But you don't borrow, for example, for consumption. You don't borrow to pay salaries and do things that will not bring anything that can give you the opportunity to pay back. And that's how our debt problem has become a problem, because we can't pay back. We are now borrowing to pay debt. You are borrowing to pay loans. And then the palliative, I think we should just stop this palliative thing. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It only gives opportunity for political jobbers, politicians to make more money out of the people. We can't be sharing rice and beans. It's not anything. It's not solving anything. And that's why I'm totally against anything palliative. I'm even against cash handouts, because it will not solve any problem. Let us look at how we can fix our refineries, invest on infrastructure, develop our economy to the point where we can begin to produce, and then reduce too much dependence on the dollar. We can't have an over-dollarized economy and expect that we're going to do anything. We have to balance our trade internationally and begin to produce, to earn forex. Fix the problem in the oil sector. Those are short-term solutions, what we call the low-hanging fruit. If we're able to meet up our OPEC quota, that solves some problem. At least we're able to earn enough forex. So a lot of the things that we need to do that we are not doing. And it's unfortunate that we are not intentional about fixing this problem.
Thank you very much, Fouad. Rightly put, as always. Appreciate. Now let's open up the phone line and get the thoughts of our dear listener. 0913-6000-410. That is the number. Messages is 0913-6000-430. That's for text message and WhatsApp message. 0913-6000-430. And you can also drop comments on our live chat section on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can join the conversation live on our platforms. Drop your comments on the live chat section. We also read them live on air as well. So let's have a conversation. 21 states, well, more than 21 actually. There's just 2 states that are not owing, but then this report is giving us that 21 states are owing 790 billion naira inherited pensions and gratuities. All right, with Rivers having the highest. Rivers has the highest debt incurred with 119 billion naira. Even Lagos is also owing. Lagos is owing about 10 billion naira. All right, just Kaduna and Kebbi. So this report is not owing at the moment. So we're looking at how disturbed should we be about states owing pensions and gratuities, and what kind of appeals should be made to the governors of states that are owing. Also, federal government may spend 3.2 trillion naira on palliatives and loans. Again, we're asking, how do we get out of this borrowing spree? And what do you think about the advice from World Bank and IMF? You have just 2 minutes, please. Let's stick to the point. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, this is John by name, calling from Agege.
All right, Mr. John, please go on.
Yeah. You see, the very big surprise that the 𝗃𝗏ᴜ state that they claim that they are building bridges and other things, they are owing that sort of money. It's a very big disgrace. And secondly, federal government that just busy borrowing. I don't want to sell the country. Where are we heading to? This 𝗃𝗏 government, they want to put Nigeria in the position that whereby we cannot be able to see food to eat. I don't understand. So you put your talk to them so that they can be able to free this country. 𝗪𝗏𝘁 came in the mandate of a renewed hope. Is it a renewed hope? Or you are creating more problems for Nigeria? So you put your to talk to them more, because I don't believe that Nigeria has a president. Nigeria doesn't have a president at all.
Well, of course, we do have a president. But thank you very much, Mr. John. We appreciate your contribution this morning. 0913 600410. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is 𝗃𝗏. I'm calling from Papa.
All right, Mr. Baka, please go on.
On this issue of debt, state or pensioners owned by the state, it's not good. And you can see someone like most especially this River State. Look at what the past governor has, where he's spending money, infrastructure everywhere, doing things, even giving other state money, employing about how many estates, and you have pensions almost 100 plus 100 billion you cannot pay. That's not good. It's discouraging. It's kind of going to encourage corruption for those that are yet to retire. Or you realize that what kind of life will you live after your retirement? So it is that time the government take this kind of thing serious. And any state that cannot meet, take their pensioners serious, they should be sanctioned for it. Spending money, stealing from the state resources, collecting money for even upon that government will still give the federal government will still give them bailout or some cases. Lord, thank you very much for my contribution.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Bubaka. Appreciate 0913 600410. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Mr. Kamelina.
I greet you respectfully. I am calling from Mafuluku.
All right.
Now, Mr. Fad was saying that he's against the palliative and all this money they are sharing. Me, I'm not against it. Though. Buhari was sharing money and sharing money and sharing money. And I believe that they have to share money so that themselves they will have their own. That's the thing. If they don't share, which one would they have for themselves? You know that I went to my village. Sandra, are you hearing me?
I'm with you.
I went to my village and I was looking around for the poorest people. There's one woman that had she's a cripple. That woman worked since she was giving birth to till today. And I asked her how many times have they given you money? She said she has never heard of that. But they'll come and tell you that they're sharing money. There's nobody in my village that has given 1 naira. So at the end of the day, they will just post 3 billion, 20 billion, 20 trillion. They have shared to vulnerable people. Number one is that most of that money doesn't even go to the people that are talking about. Number two, what's the relationship between this money you are sharing and the hardship that I myself am suffering here? I'm buying from very, very expensive. And you share this and say you have solved the problem. Have you solved the problem? So, my sister, let them continue sharing. Let us be looking at them like that. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamina. But then we are having a problem here, even with the sharing, even the people that they have shared to, we still have a problem here. So, what exactly is the way forward with all of these borrowings? To share rights at the end of the day, and then we have to keep, keep borrowing to be able to fund other things that are needed in the country. That's the conversation. What's the way forward? What's the way out of all of this borrowing? All right, 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you, Lady Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm calling you right from Lagos Island.
Okay.
In Jankara precise.
Okay.
Before going on, Lady Sandra, the Jankara is waterlogged. I have to wear the boot to water around that place. So I asked one of them, they say, Mr. Government, visited the place that 2 years ago. So they should please do something in this area. Because when we talk about us collapse, if you water in that area, the cement, the block will be weak now. So I'm asking to Mr. Government to do something about it. Yes, ma'am.
You're off focus, sir.
Okay, let me go there to focus. You see, pensioner, they need to be paid now. I told you, we don't want to turn them to beggar. All those state governors, they do something for them. And for the borrowing, for me, I totally disagree. Once you borrow money for palliatives, 𝗪𝗏 removal, we are making gains now. The money you get from all this, you have to study for the palliatives. And there are different types of palliatives. If you back purchase for the masses, well, it's okay. The increment of salaries for the worker, yes, it's okay. But the drugs, right and this, it doesn't get to the right grassroots now. So for me, I can do with borrowing. Let us be the one we are generating now to feed ourselves. Good morning to you, Lady Sandra.
Thank you, Prince Wise. I appreciate. All right. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes. Fawad, good morning.
It's with you.
Thank you. Sandra, when we talk about pensioners, do you know we are talking about those who commit their life 35 years in a particular cause? Do you know that these are men and women who work for 35 years of their productive life in a particular sector? Right now, what is due to them is not being given to them. But in this same country, you will see a man serve for 4 years as a state governor, and you know the kind of amount they are collecting as their own pension, or 80 years, as the case may be. You can imagine the kind of wickedness that is in this country, that those in government is dishing out to their citizens. Sandra, do you know, in other places, even if you work in a private sector or you work in a public sector, in as much as you have attained that status of a senior citizen, you will be taken care of by the government, whether you work in government or in a private sector. Those are the people who have a human face. Those are the people who have a human feeling. But you can imagine in our own land, those who have worked in government are not being taken care of. What is duly theirs is unfortunate. I will appeal to them, please, governors, these people are senior citizens. Please give them what is duly theirs. The economy is biting hard. They have no strength anymore to drive themselves, even to go and strive for what they will eat and how they will take care of them. Please give them what belongs to them. Please, on borrowing, believe you me, I am not disappointed on their borrowing. They will still borrow more and they will still tax us more.
All right.
Nigerians, that is what we have bargained for and we are getting it. Thank you.
Thank you, Don Peters. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Obin. I'm calling from Akapa.
All right, Mr. Obina, please go on.
Yeah.
for the pension they are owing, I want to ask, since all these governments they are ruling, this past government, I never had any of them complain one day they did not receive their pension. For all past governors or past presidents, I never hear any of them lament one day that they never paid me my pension. So why are they treating the citizens in the way they are treating them? I don't really understand the reason why they are treating citizens the way they are doing like that. I don't really understand. They will have their cake over there. Their families, they are okay. They don't want to care about the common man. Is it because of they have the opportunity to be there? Everything in life is all about opportunity. They have the opportunity to be there. Their families, they are living well. Upon the money the palliatives they are saying, how can you give a big man money to go and share? What do you expect that person to do? You carry money, give local government. The local government will move their own. The leaders will remove their own. Now, when you come now, they do NIA. They lock people's line. So that government give that order. They block people's line. If you don't do your NIA, you block the line. Now, they want to share all this money. They don't know all the citizens' account number anymore. They are passing this money hand to hand. Party government. This is it's not fair. We are 200 million. People that receive that palliative, they are not up to 1,000. They're not up to, so where is the other money go? Where is the other palliative? Where are they? Where did they take them to? Right. I believe that from the head, there must be a correction from the head before the tail will correct themselves. The head is corrupt, what the done is corrupt.
Thank you, Mr. Obina.
Thank you.
0913-6000-410, 5 minutes past the hour of 9, and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We have some messages on Facebook, so I'll quickly take those. We'll come back to the phone line in a bit. So, Benjamin is saying, good morning, Sandra. Borrow, no. Okay, sorry about that. Borrow, no. FEC meeting today is a good one. They should please focus on solving the problem of Nigeria. All right, repairing our refinery and stop thinking of borrowing money for palliative of rice and beans that cannot solve the problem of Nigerians. If government is to borrow at all, it should be for improvement of healthcare, education and agriculture. And that is Ben from Shogunle giving his own thoughts there. We also have here Basil Chika hearing that President Tinubu borrowed billions of naira to fund palliative is really a big slap to Nigerian faces and wrong signal about his ability to steer the ship to the right direction. Borrowing to share cannot solve the problems. Instead, borrow to fix the economy, revamp the refineries, fund the security so that farmers can find enabled environment to work. And on the pension, I find it difficult to believe that a state like Lagos and Rivers is owing pensioners. Tell me what you achieve as government when you cannot pay those that have worked almost all their lives for the government. It is a shame. Chika Bende from Trade Fair sharing his own thoughts there. Thank you very much. We also have Chris Chichi. Good morning, Mainland FM. I think this current government has sincerely run out of ideas. They keep creating more problems with all their policies. Way forward. Let the government stop borrowing money to feed their selfish motives. Let's focus on what we can create from here. Yes. All right. Thank you very much. I also have here Olumuyiwa. Olumuyiwa is saying, good morning, Mainland FM. The decision of governors to deny their the decision of governor not to pay pensioners their entitlement after working for 35 years while they have enough money to take care of themselves upon election into office and still pay their own entitlement after leaving office in just 4 years confirms a lot. The bottom line is that there is money to be embezzled if politicians spend money on the so-called infrastructure than paying pensioners. Borrowing without tackling corruption is just like pouring water into a basket. Unless corruption is dealt with seriously from top to bottom, there is no headway for Nigeria. And that is Olumuyiwa from Abuja sharing his own thoughts right there. Thank you, Fuhad, for standing by.
Thank you for having me. I'm here.
All right. We also have Steve Uyi, still on Facebook, is saying, good morning, guys. I don't understand my country. I see the way other countries are being run. and weeping. Seriously, God should please judge them. Steve from Lagos sharing his own thoughts. So those are the messages we have for now on Facebook. You can also drop your comments either on Facebook or YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, and we'll take them live. The conversation this morning is around the fact that states are owing pensioners and they're owing pensions and gratuities basically in total of about 790 billion naira. So how can we beg our governors to please pay these people? They have worked their lives for the state, and it's very unfortunate that they have to go through this in the twilight of their years. We also have here federal government may spend 3.2 trillion naira on palliatives and loan. Again, how do we get out of this borrowing spree? It seems just to be the easy way out for our governments. You know, once there's any hiccup somewhere, once there's any problem somewhere, just go out borrowing. I mean, it's available, so that's the only way forward. No one is thinking. You know, even a lot of people having conversations, you hear them say, "Oh, let's fix our refineries. We won't have so much problems." But even beyond oil, are there no other areas or other places where Nigeria can, you know, fully maximize its potentials as an exporter? All right, but then you know, how do we get out of this boring situation? That's the conversation for this morning. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. You're on to Mainland Focus. The number to call is 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, my name is JᴏɪＲ Aᴊɪ๏ᴏ, calling from Mosafejo in Ojo.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are talking of borrowing and state governors owing pension and gratuity.
Yes.
If you see, my sister, let us be frank to ourselves. The problem of Nigeria is, as long as we cannot use our hands to choose our leaders will do whatever they like because they know that we are not the one that put them there. If it comes to election, they will use dogs, use the military, will use whatever to install themselves in power. So based on that, they will be doing whatever they like. If we like, let us shout from today till tomorrow. Cannot make any changes. Except we are the ones choosing our leaders. When you don't perform, we vote you out. The next person coming will take precaution and behave well.
But
so
Chief, you don't think we still have that opportunity to vote people out? Don't you think we still have that opportunity?
Let us tell ourselves the truth. We don't have the opportunity. They will tell you, come and vote, waste billions, waste whatever. On election day, talks will come and chase you out. They will write results, ask you to go to court. Knowing fully well that if you go to court, nothing will come out of it. So that is why they behave anyhow. If you watch advanced countries where things are working out, the populace are the ones choosing their leaders by themselves. The leaders are not imposed on them. They don't impose themselves on people. Imposing yourself is a part of Q. It's Q also. They will be condemning Q, say in other countries. Why here they are doing the same Q? Because when you impose yourself on people, you force yourself on people. It's the same Q you have committed. So as long as we cannot choose our leaders, things will never change. Look at the amount you say they use in buying vehicles. They don't care. No matter what we say, they will be doing whatever they like because they are the ones putting themselves. We are not the ones putting them.
All right. Thank you.
We cannot put them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, I appreciate it. All right, 0913 6000 410. We are still live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section as well. We have some WhatsApp messages. I'll take them very soon. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning, my sister.
Good morning, Mr. Timothy.
Agafuas, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Timothy.
God bless you. You people are trying. You are doing a nice job. I pray one day God will reward you.
Amen.
Thank you. You know, this morning, sometimes I wonder how we can come out of this kind of quagmire. Because this is the same legacy that Buhari administration took. That even gave power. That even fueled this kind of problem we are into. Buhari started it. Are you with me? Borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And at the end of the day, no something tangible to even show for it. Now, before Buhari exited office, he borrowed for palliative about 800 billion naira or something like that. When Tinubu came in, we heard that he borrowed something about 1 something billion. It's almost now about 3 times borrowing. And at the end of the day, naira is devalued day by day. Dollar now is against naira about 1,455 naira or so. Tell me, how common man is going to survive this kind of economy? And our leaders, they don't think outside the box. I don't understand. How come every government that is just coming up borrowing? Borrow for what? To do what? To share for rice and beans. Is it what Nigerians need? Eh? See, the problem we have, let me conclude by saying this. We can see that incompetence and corruption is what we are doing have as our leaders. Have a nice day. That will help us.
And you too. Thank you very much, Mr. Timothy. Appreciate your contribution. All right, we have some WhatsApp messages here, so we'll just quickly take them, and then we'll move back to Facebook. We still have a lot more Facebook messages. All right, good morning, crew. I'm 𝗏𝗏 from 𝗪𝗏 Aᴜlimosho about the PMS importation. Oh, okay. All right, thank you very much. Well, I think that's part of why we're asking the questions here. Good morning, most of the governors who are in the office for just 4 to 8 years are pensioners. Are they among those being owed? Government bridge builder is the highest on the list. He has query to answer. I'm tired of these warlords and noisemakers. 𝗪𝗏 from 𝗪𝗏. Thank you very much. 𝗪ᴏᴏ Christopher from ᴍᴏᴏ. Owing pensioners further explains why we have humongous corruption in the civil service. The fact remains that we, as a country, we're not a nation, cannot go far without restructuring and good leadership. That is how we can generate money to offset pension arrears and provide basic infrastructure. On palliative and borrowing, it's a further way of ebbing into poverty because corruption will not make it work. If not that Nigerians are comfortable with suffering, the country would have collapsed or government force government to do better. The politicians know that, hence their continuous exploitation of the ignorant and gullible Nigerians. And that is 𝗪ᴏᴏ Christopher from ᴍᴏᴏ. I also have here, good morning. I don't understand my country. I see the way other countries. Okay, that's Steve from Lagos. Taking that message already. Hi, Mainland FM. I've always been an advocate for diversification. Our country has won a secret and spiritual pact not to ever have working refineries. Look at Dubai. This is a desert country, and see what diversification has transformed them into. We have abundance of natural resources, and yet we go to borrow. The question is, how can I borrow you money without you paying? And I continue to call you to borrow more. Let me juju with that. Sean from Festac. Well, that's actually quite an interesting question. I mean, and then they're still asking us, oh, you have the free will. Please come on and continue borrowing. 09136000410. That's the number to call. You have just 2 minutes. Let's stick with it.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ijo from Bariga.
All right. Please go on.
Fuad, good morning.
It's with you.
Okay. There is a question I want to ask. I'm having some confusion over it. I want to ask, our mineral resources, is it for individual or for the federal government? Please, I want to ask this question this morning because nothing is coming out from all this. I mean, our mineral resources like this lithium, we have in Nasarawa, we have in Kwara. You know, it's a very expensive raw material. I mean, yes, it's very expensive raw material. So, is it for the states or is it for federal government? Because we have a lot of places to make money. Federal government can make money. I don't know where we are. Let me not divert. Can people tell us what is it for states? That's the question I want to ask this morning. Thank you.
If the lithium is for the state or if it's for the federal government, is that your question?
Our raw materials in general. Our mineral resources in general.
Who's responsible for it? Okay. Or who owns, the dividends that come from it?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's a very good question. Fuad would answer it in a
Yes, thank you very much.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Okay. That's a good question, Fuad. I have a question here. So, say for example, lithium is currently mined in Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, Ekiti, and Cross River states. With that amount of lithium, thousands of tons of commercial lithium in Nigeria, who owns the revenue from that?
You know,
Is it the states or
the extractive industry is still on the exclusive list. That's the problem. It's still controlled by the federal government. That's also one conversation about anything under the ground or any solid mineral resources, just like crude oil, is still in the exclusive list. So it's still controlled largely by the federal government. Unfortunately, you have a situation where, you know, there's still a lot of stealing going on, just like the gold in Zamfara, in Malaysia and other places. You know, the federal government has not been able to maximize their potentials because of the fact that locals steal it. There's a lot of you know, international interference in it too, and all of that. So they're still on the exclusive list, still largely by the federal government.
Well, I mean, this is a $37 billion market, and I don't know why we're not. You know, we have always had this conversation as regards us thinking beyond oil. There's the diversification. There's so many things to take advantage
Just imagine what we can do with agriculture. Go to Benue State, go to Plateau State, you know, go to Nasarawa State. The potentials for agriculture is massive. Even in the north, even in the southeast, you know,
Benue,
yeah.
You
The
know,
food basket of
the
the
food
nation.
basket. I was just going to go there. That they don't just call them food basket for nothing. Benue
real.
can actually feed the country.
Feed the whole of Africa.
You
if
know,
we do what we need to
exactly. But here we are sharing rice and beans.
And then the farmers can't even go to farm. There's insecurity. There's the elder farmer clashes that have not been able to resolve. So too many things that we are not doing.
0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check is 9:20 a.m. and this is Mainland Focus. The focal points we're looking at states are owing pensions and gratuities. How do we get our governors to please pay these people?
We beg them.
Like Ogun State governor.
That's just big.
Federal government may spend 3.27 trillion naira, not on federal roads, not on security, not on the health sector. Just over the weekend, there was conversation as regards, declaring the state of emergency in the health sector in Nigeria due to the brain drain. Not in anything of that nature, but on palliatives and loans, 3.27 trillion naira. So how do we get out of this borrowing quagmire that we have found ourselves as a country? As it is now, the Nigerian economy is battling high inflation, battling debt profile, battling high local cost of production due to the fact that we have to import over almost 90% of our raw materials. And a lot of people are saying, come on, supply of food. Benue is there. Selling, Benue and other states, not just Benue, selling more crude oil, fixing our power, and supplying of food and selling crude oil. The major issue on those two platforms is security. So all of this intertwined one way or the other. So how do we get out of this borrowing situation that we seem to have found ourselves in this country? 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. A text message and WhatsApp message is 0913-6000-430.
Good morning, sister.
Good morning, Professor.
Professor Koboliko from Waterfarm. I agree for us.
We greet
And
you. I greet you.
We
too.
greet you too.
I want to tell you something that Nigerians will don't need palliative. I don't need it.
Okay.
I need constant light. I need 44 natural resources of Nigeria given by God to be extracted. I need our refinery to be repaired so that work will start. Don't give me palliative. Nigerians, we are not beggars.
Okay.
One man just called out that we are not talking. We have been talking, but he can still start. He can come out and do, if he starts, I will follow him. Let me tell you, you see this palliative that is sharing. Some people are sharing it with their party affiliates, their relation, and their friends. It's not reaching us. I've been shouting about the house, the real estate shutting down. 1, no dollars. 2, border closures. 3, high cost of taxes. You are giving me palliative. Nobody is talking about more about our refinery. Nobody is talking about our agriculture. Remove security. Remove people that are killing farmers so that we can go back to our farm. Subsidy remover, you have removed from May 29. The one that you save. Where's the money? What do you think I do? What do you think I do? This wealth. You are just going to our house.
Thank you.
It is that people are it's a desperate situation, son.
So I'll just quickly take those and closeness will continue. Also have 𝗪𝗪 Tunde Di Don. Good morning, house. If these governors get mind to owe old people, what other bad mind would they have? Well, That's interesting.
It's just sad to hold you.
Have this money should be used to revive refineries, and that is Andy Oibo sharing his own thoughts. We also have Jᴏɪṛ Aᴊɪ൐ on serious to the faces of the politicians. Good morning. Well, what do we do? Patrick Obiazo, is there really democracy in Nigeria, a country where 85% of the public participate in the electoral process, leaving the rest 5% selfish and exploitative? Business and political class to gather and determine how the country is governed. Which way? Nigeria. Patrick Obiazo, thank you very much. And we also have 𝗃𝗏𝗏 Ifeanyichukwu. Good morning, Mainland FM. Our leaders do not care about us. All they are concerned about is first securing their political ambition and the future of their children. The masses can then make do with the crumbs that fall from the master's table. But then there's a saying that goes forward: if you don't take care of
The two things.
no, if you don't take care of the masses' children, they will grow up to disturb your own children.
Yes.
In the
𝗪𝗵𝘁𝗪 always said that
Yes.
the
Thank
children of the poor you refuse to take
refuse-
will
thank
become a
you.
problem.
will
And
become a
that's what
problem
is
for your
happening.
own
Yeah,
children
They
in
become
the future.
bandits, they become kidnappers, they become and everybody becomes unsafe.
Maybe we should put that on a billboard. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, yes. Ajibola calling from command.
Okay.
We have come on this platform to discuss state owing salary. This time around, we are coming again to say a lot of states owing pension. So that's to tell you how unserious we have in our serious government we have in this nation. We are owing the people that are working presently. We are working the people that we are owing the people that have worked past. Even the people that will work in future, they will owe them.
Yeah. With the borrowing, they will owe them.
They will borrow. They are already owing them. They are already owing them in advance. That's what is happening. They are already owing them in advance. So that is what we have. That is what people don't understand. And when people like us talk, they be like, it's because you hate them. It's because you did this. We are talking of sense, not talking of essence. We can't control like this and expect that they will not owe people in the future. The destiny of a lot of Nigerians is hanging in the air like this. Right. And how do we continue to put our hope in these hopeless people? Sorry to say. That is it. You borrow for this, you borrow for that. I don't know how you borrow to borrow to feed some people. How do you pay that loan? That is it. Now, why will I borrow to keep out? Are you borrowing to invest? That is the first question. What am I investing on? That is it. What is the gain that I will gain after I invest? That is so simple. But when you borrow to just give out, then you know that you're thinking backwards is having an issue.
It's okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate that's all the calls we can take for this morning. We'll wrap things up with a few messages that we have on WhatsApp. I have here, Sandra, please help me ask Mr. Fuad when Dangote Refinery will commence production, because someone whispered to me. Mr. Kangbelina, Fuad, are you working with Dangote?
We have an October timeline, and October is almost it's halfway, almost gone.
This is October.
So maybe we'll wait for November. We've been told that crude is coming, and the NNPC has said they will also supply crude by November to Dangote Refinery.
I'm sorry, Fuad, but
you can see me struggling. It's not my fault now.
I'm so sorry for what you have to go through.
Yeah.
Because it's not even your business. But here you are.
I have to talk about it, but I know that.
It's just interesting how you try to make sense of something, but
that does not really make sense.
Even you're struggling to make sense of it. But that's just how it is. Okay, so Dangote is supposed to start this month with importation of crude at the moment, though they said by November then they'll start collecting crude from NNPCL according to them. That's what we've heard. So today is just 16th.
It's
just 16th. Okay. Let's give them more time and see how things will turn out.
You know that government officials are not talking about Dangote Refinery again.
I told you it's not this administration that inaugurated Dangote.
But they were all part of it. They were all there. They all carried Agbada and went to that commission.
So they were Agbada there?
Of course.
That's interesting. Well, I have here, good morning, Sandra Fuad and listeners. President Bola Tinubu, President okay, well, that's a lot of words. Thank you, Mr. Adele, First Stack Extension. We appreciate. All right, apologies if we're not able to take your phone calls or we're not able to read your messages. But of course, as we always say, the conversation always continues on Mainland 98.3 FM. By 4 p.m., Okoyemi will be in the Situation Room, so you can join him and, stress the conversation even further. So help us all, so help us God. Governors, please, we are rubbing hands to beg, as you will say.
We are begging them.
We are begging them, please, pay the pensions and gratuities of these people. Someone mentioned something that these governors, when they leave, we don't hear anything that this country is owing them their own entitlement.
They're even getting double. Some of them are still getting salaries from the state, pensions from the state, and are still earning at the National Assembly. A lot of them.
So these vulnerable ones should also be paid as well, just as you also get yours. Thank you very much. Coming up next by 9:45 is Global View, where we talk top 3 trending stories on the international scene. My name still remains Omobola Sandra. Thank you, Fuad.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Mainland 98.3 FM, your number 1 radio. Reaching stars, the sound of Lagos.
Come on, give me some flavor. Yeah, I want my flavor. Golden penny noodles. Yeah, that's where I get my flavor.
Golden penny noodles comes in jollof chicken flavor, goat meat pepper soup flavor, jollof hot flavor, and the newly improved chicken flavor. Now available in a new pack. Golden penny noodles. I want what I want.
Me, I just want my flavor.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of no cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
If you buy market from your customer and you put small something on top for you, shebi na jara be that.